And our next session would be by Dr. Shubhamangala Acharya, who is an alumnus of SDM College of Ayurveda, Hassan, India. She is a clinician with a successful track record of over 20 years. Patients from around 15 countries, including Japan, Colombia, Romania, USA, have been benefited from her Ayurveda treatment expertise. She has presented her work in various forms across the globe and created awareness about facts and myths about Ayurveda through her articles in various magazines. Dr. Acharya specialized in Garbha Sanskar from Garbha Upanishad, Jamnagar, and would share her significant experience on integration of Rasashastra with pregnancy. Over to you, ma'am.
Ragadirogan satatanushaktan sheshakayan prasatana sheshana utsukya moharatidan jaghana yo purva vaidyaya namostu tasmai. Namaskara to all the Apurva Vaidyas gathered here and other scholars and students. Thank you for inviting me. I am a simple private practitioner. This is new to me to speak in front of a scientific community or known people. I can talk for hours together with the people who has no idea about Ayurveda, because it is easy to explain to them. With the known community, it is difficult, because whatever I speak, you know. So I have to be careful while I speak. So my topic, as you know, it's pregnancy. I treat with Rasashastra in all conditions. You know, the present situation, people are in hurry. They want to get cured fast. So they have no time to wait. And second condition is ama. You know, ama is, as you all know, from Ayurvedic community, it's a very common condition because of our mithya ahara, mithya vihara. So we have no time to give them ampachana and different methods to start treating. So easy way is Rasashastra, but I don't give Rasashastras in all conditions. In emergency conditions, we have to go for it. And one more thing is, we have competition now. Before we were not recognized. After COVID, during COVID, people started recognizing us. Okay, then they came to know that, okay, something is there. There is one more thing, we can go for it. So we have to be ready to give them. So when they are coming, when the people are ready to come to us, we have to have all the weapons or whatever, we have to be with us so that we can treat them, we can cure their, heal their problem. Yeah, especially during and before pregnancy. So I have taken only before conception and during 9 months of pregnancy, my experience in these days. So first of all, this why I have chosen this means, so most of the time before pregnancy, they have taken lot of medications and mostly these women will be taken, will have taken this pills for a postponement or the contraceptive pills. All these are, we can consider as Garavisha. So Garavisha is very difficult to treat. They have to undergo Panchakarma, Shodhana, all these treatments. And also, as all our previous speakers mentioned, it is easy and palatable. They have no time now, as most of them, I come from a Silicon City of India. So both the husband and wife are working in IT field. Some are in day work, daytime, some at night. So it's very difficult for them to meet. So they have no time to take the treatment also. So these are all the Rasashastras are the gems for us when we treat them. But still I follow Shastra. I tell them to undergo Shodhana. Then only if we start the medicine, it is more effective with the clean system. So that's the reason. And also the chances of getting during pregnancy, if I give kashaya or different churnas, and it's very difficult for them to swallow. First of all, they find it difficult to eat normal diet, their food. And on top of that, if I give them bitter medicine, they can't swallow. So this is one of the reason. And most of the time, I don't give Rasashastra during pregnancy. Only in emergency conditions, some of the examples I'm going to show in my future slides. Most of the time I try to give them with the kastaushadhi, or with the ahara I try to treat the problem. With the A2 ghee, A2 the indigenous cow's ghee and indigenous cow's milk, that's one of the best medicine we can give during pregnancy. In ancient times, when the lady gets pregnant, they get a new cow to the house, because most of the households had cows, and it was like, if you are rich, that means you have more cows. So that I'm talking about indigenous cows, not the present cow, which is not very, the milk or ghee of this cow is not very healthy. So those cows, and now still we have, but very few cows we are left with. So we have to improve the our farming of the indigenous cows. It is Bos indicus, I think so. Yeah, Bos indicus, which otherwise the new the thing is called, it is Taurus. So that is not good. So with those things I try to treat the patients. But in different situations, which is emergency, we have to go for Rasashashtras, and that too good company we know. So I'm confident and give these medicines. So, and we know why Rasashastri. So till now all the speakers were mentioning what are rasa. We have uparasa, maharasa, the forms, and we are very quick acting. And the side effects also we have to think about it. And we consider our patients as our Bishagvashya, but most of the time they act very good, but behind our back they continue taking medicines for longer duration, and they try to give it to others in their family. This is Ayurvedic medicines, you can take, it has no side effect, and they start, they become their own, they become Vaidya and start prescribing to others. So we have to be very careful while we give Rasashastras. It is not that it gives some side effect, but as Acharya Charaka says, Purusham Viksha is a very important part in our science, which we are not, most of the time we don't follow. So anyone we give this medicine, so which is not good. So before giving any Rasashastras, we have to not make how mercury side effect, all these things we cannot explain to them. At least we should tell them this medicine, Rasashastras, you have to take for this duration only. We have to make sure, otherwise once they take the medicine, they take it home and they buy it from some shops and they go on taking it. That we have to be careful. So a little bit of, at least we have to give them the knowledge of the, if they continue, what are the things which may happen to them. Nowadays they're all Google gurus. They go search in the Google and they find out more than us. They start asking questions. So this is also one thing we have to be very careful, and we have to be patient to explain to them how to not to believe these things and trust the Vaidyas. So before that, Vaidyas should have more trust on the science, and I feel if we have all our like Brahatrais, Lagustrais, if we follow it properly, we get very good trust, and on top of that we have our scientific community who are doing lot of research. With them we can definitely proceed and continue with our Rasashastras. And about the usage of Loha, I was searching for Rasashastras in Brahatrais. I couldn't find any of the Rasashastras in the Brahatrais. I thought I could make two opinions in that. First one is, maybe they were very healthy, because when we go for this Ayurveda Itihasa, we can see Acharya when they went to Indra for the good health. That means they were all healthy. They wanted good health to do more tapasya and these things. Very, I mean, like Rasayana they were expecting, and later Jwara came, all different diseases. But maybe they were very healthy, so they were not, they didn't want to go for Rasashastras. Especially during pregnancy, Rasashastras were not mentioned in our Brahatrais. Only we can find is in Pumsavana Vidhi of Charaka Samhita, because I follow Pumsavana Vidhi not for as a male child or something, to have a Shuddha, Atma Shuddhi of the fetus before 10 to 12 weeks of pregnancy. Tomorrow is a Pushya Nakshatra, Sunday and Monday this week. So I have to be there for some procedures I follow during Pushya Nakshatra. We know Pushya Nakshatra the day where all the drugs or all the medicine values will increase, potency of the drugs will increase. So that time if we administer, we get the good results. So that time he has mentioned Tatha, here he says Kanakamayan, Rajatamayan, Also Ayasascha, Loha and Kanaka and Rajata, gold and silver. Purusha Agni Varna Purusha, and when the statue should be prepared, a small idol should be prepared in these metals like Kanaka, Rajata and all. And it should be kept in milk, ghee, dadi, it should be, and then that water, that liquid should be taken, prakshipya, pibe, pibe danasheta, Pushya, on the day of Pushya Nakshatra, the lady should soak these, only in those situations, metals are mentioned for pregnant women. And also in Ashtanga Sangraha Sharirasthana, first few weeks of pregnancy, when she gets the Garbhagrihita Lakshana, she has to take care of Garbha, because chances of abortion is more in the initial period. So at that time, they have given Garbha, these metals as rasayana, that too metal, liquid or milk or ghee should be kept in the metals, like Sarpi, Shaliparani, Palashabhyam, Shrutam, Kanaka, Rajata, Rajakata, Kwathitam, so they should be kept in the Rajata or Kanaka, and Shailodaka Anupana, Pivet. So that should be Shitodaka, that Shita Udaka should be kept in these things, Kanaka, Rajata, and kept, and they should drink it. They have not mentioned any preparations. Only in Yogaratnakara we can find Rasanjana and Gairika Prayoga, that too during the, if it is like a threatened abortion, Garbhasrava we can find. Otherwise, no mention of these herbs and these Rasaushadis. And one more conclusion I feel, that that time herbs had very good quality than present day herbs. So later on, these acharyas, like later came this Nagarjuna and all, they have mentioned more about Rasaushadis during pregnancy and even other conditions. Initial textbooks, we can't find much of the Rasaushadis. Then common Rasaushadis I use before conception. So before conception, I don't care. You know, people, they don't, I mean, it's not contraindicated or anything. So most of the time, people come with, as I mentioned earlier, they don't follow proper lifestyle. Ahara, Vihara, and everything is mithya, and they're not ready to accept also. So I have to, from the day, like what time you are getting up. So I can't tell them to get up in Brahmi Muhurta. At least make some changes. And going to toilet, they sit there for longer duration. That we have to correct. That will also help in, like, it is like Apana and Mala. It's too much of without their knowledge, they'll be straining in that toilet. So that is also not good. From there I have to correct. Again, Abhyanga, at least once a week we advise them Abhyanga. Those things should be corrected, then only we can treat them. I tell them initially, so Ayurveda, you have to follow, 50% is in your hand, 50% is in my hand. I can't do a magic and treat you. So most of the time they come to us after undergoing all the treatments, so they'll frustrated and they'll listen to us. So some changes I make initially, and when I see the condition, like PCOD and most of, and their, some of them are having fibroids, so they have to undergo panchakarma, especially kapha prakriti, I do vamana and virechana, otherwise just virechana, and sometimes if they have no time, just a sadhyo vamana and virechana. After that I start these rasaushadis along with other kastaushadis also. So 2 months, 3 months, we can see lot of difference in their conditions. Even AMH level changes, and this hirsutism and all these things are very common nowadays because of, mostly I see, because of their lifestyle. So I always tell, I make fun of them. You dress up like a woman, you act like a woman, then you can have the estrogen hormone. Otherwise you will not have, you will have testosterone. I tell, because many women don't like me because I talk like this, because I can see the difference. Here in our place, we do, once the girl gets her menarche, we do a lot of functions. I am from southern part of India, where because they dress up like a, make her like a Devi Ma, like a Durga, and Lakshmi, that goes into there. It is like a muscle memory. Then she thinks she is a woman. She dresses up like a woman. Otherwise, she won't dress up like a woman. The way her action, everything is very important. From there, we have to correct their lifestyle. I mostly, I mean, many people they say they just don't like me because of the way I speak. So that is where we have to correct. Then the bodily changes happen. Even mind, body, everything has to change, and that they should be calm. They have to become calm before taking any medication, because pregnancy is not easy. Nowadays we are finding so much of mental and physical problems in the children. So I tell them, you have to sacrifice some things in your life before getting pregnant. And till 30, 34, 35, they are busy planning other things, and if later even then they don't decide whether to have children or not. It is too late. How many eggs were remaining? Because of the wrong lifestyle, most of the eggs would have gone. So those things we have to educate them. So for that, Rasayana Chikitsa is very important, and Shodhana is important. So Hemagarbha Puttali is one of the best, it's my favorite thing. That too, they have this Vaidya Seva. From there I order and I use, and especially during COVID, it saved many people. 60, 70 oxygen level, we rubbed it in we have that stone with the Puttali, so made people to have, lick it, or some of the doctors, even allopathic doctors, they've made them through the tube, they passed it, and they could bring them back from 60 to 90 oxygen level. And many, it's a miracle drug, I can say, and I give it in many cases. Even in small children, I give Hemagarbha Puttali, so as Rasayana. And with the even previous abortions, some people they abort the child or fetus, or some will undergo a natural abortion or some other health problem. So definitely that visha will be there in the pelvic and that apana marga. So we have to cleanse them. Then the Rasayana Chikitsa, we give them this. And even in some cases where they go for IVF, and fundus thickness is not attained, then they come to us. We do first one Virechana, after Virechana, 1 month or 2 months, this Hemagarbha Puttali, or some other, along with that, some like Phalasarpi or some Grita, that will improve their uterus size and nourishes the uterus. So then they go back and they have conceived. And usually there's a previous history of abortions. Before conception, 3 months, my Garbha Sanskar procedure, 3 months before conception, we give brahmacharya for both. We tell them to follow brahmacharya. Both mind and body, brahmacharya is very important. We tell them to have all sattvic food and sattvic lifestyle. We can convince them, but we should take some time and explain to them how our ancestors, we have to give them some examples, and also we should tell them how bad the situation is going now. So during that time, if they have any history of previous abortion or family history of even autism and different, like the first baby is having some problem, for second baby if they are coming, after Shodhana, I advise Hemagarbha Puttali for at least 1 or 2 months. So that will help in, I had just two cases I had. Previous child, one had some ADHD. It's a very hyperactive child. The second child, now she's 2, she's fine. All her milestones are very good. So after giving Hemagarbha Puttali, this helped me a lot. And this Rajatagarbha Puttali also. The Rajatagarbha Puttali acts as Garbhashaya Shodhaka. It helps in fibroids or this PCODs and endometriosis. All these things I start after Shodhana. I don't know if it might be helping if without Shodhana, but mostly I give this with after Shodhana only, at least because some of my Western patients where I cannot give them the proper Shodhana, Sadhyo Virechana at least I tell them to have like 2 days some Amapachana, where whatever is available in their place. Then I tell them to do one castrol cleansing. I just named it as castrol cleansing. Early morning take some 20 to 30 ml according to their Agni castrol, and till afternoon they'll clear the system. Then after that after 2 days I tell them to start these Rajataka, depending on their condition I advise these Puttalis or other medicines. And Pushpadhanvarasa in PCOD and endometriosis, and that's what Bija Shuddhi. If it is unknown cause is also main, we know unknown cause is the main cause for not conceiving. Both the couple, Pushpadhanva is also very good. And Srivyadihar Rasai Anubhuti Yoga from Dhootapapeshwar Limited. I am writing this regularly. For young girls also, PCOS is very common for 16, 17. Now we can see this condition. So for even irregular menstruation, mostly nowadays the pelvic area is very weak for a woman. That is the main part which is weak, and I tell them to do exercise because in just 20, 30, 40 years ago, they used to carry water in India, they used to carry water from the well, they used to sit on the ground and cook. Nowadays nobody sits on the ground, that squatting position itself is gone, they can't even bend their legs. So there is no circulation to the pelvic area. I advise them to do this sit-ups. I advise them to sit on the ground and at least while studying or doing something, at least half an hour per day, sit on the squatting position, and application of oil on their pelvic areas, lower abdomen, back, every day at least twice or thrice a week, and having this gingerly or a tila kashaya, lashuna tila regularly in their diet or extra. So that will improve their apana and as well as their pelvic. That area has to be improved. Because of that, nowadays we have PCOS very common in young children. So from there we have to correct their lifestyle. And Abrakabasma and it's also as a rasayana we give, and people with always like frequently their HB is less. 10, 9, so whatever we do, it will not come up. So that time with the proper Agni Deepana, with the lifestyle like Abhyanga, I advise Abrakabasma along with the Sitopaladi, Ashti, some combination of Churna, every day I advise. And Suvarnamalati is I always tell Vasantamalati is my favorite in most of the condition. Whenever I get confused, Shotha, any kind of Shotha in the body, it acts as a miracle drug. Just today also I got a call saying it's fine now, because in Bangalore at present so many dengue cases and it's high temperature 104, 105, and people, they are so used to Ayurveda now. Whoever comes to me, they never, whatever is the emergency condition, even last week 1 year old baby, so 1.5-year-old baby, 104 temperature, they are not ready to go to allopathy. So started with Mahalakshmi Vilasaras initially, and temperature came down, but still phlegm, and the baby is having problem. So went for this Swarnamalati Vasanta. So whenever I get confused, and less dose, not that I am giving in a full dose, so that will help like anything. Even for after Jwara, they feel very tired, they have to go to work and no time to recover, like long-term recovery. So Vasanta Malati, you take for 10 days with some diet, and I make sure that they should stop the medicines. If they continue, I don't think anything will happen, but still I won't allow them to continue. So these things, in emergency it will help. So it is actually out of topic, still I remembered, so I told. So Punarnava Mandura. So Punarnava Mandura is my favorite drug for pregnant women. Usually if everything is normal, I would not suggest any medicines throughout 9 months. With the diet and with we have like each month we tell them to have different like first 3 months we don't worry much with the Grita and Kshira only, because most of the time they have this nausea and digestion is not very good. So with Madhifala Rasayana, and we only concentrate more on Agni, preservation of Agni is very important for first 3 months. So with these, if they don't take any other supplements during first 3 months, they will not have nausea. Mostly I have seen some of the, even they have some family stress and other things they have. Otherwise chances of getting nausea is less if they are not taking any supplements. I would not suggest any supplements to them. And with the ahara only, they should improve their health. After 3rd, 4th, 5th, I start with some basic aushadhis, like if at all they need, Punarnava Mandura is the best one. Along with that, I tell them to have this raisins, and in diet also certain changes. So and it improves. One of my patient had 8, her HB was 8, and her gynecologist suggested for, because many of my patients, they take all the supplements or medicines, everything from me, just for checkup they go to gynecologist, because she's the one who conducts delivery. I'm not supposed to do. So all other things they come to me, only for delivery they go there. So 8 was her HP level, and she came to me running to me, and Punarnava Mandura twice. First few 10 days I have given thrice a day, then I reduced to twice, and within a month it was 9.5 or 10. Then she told them, yeah, I have taken all the injection and everything. It improves like anything. Even 10, one of them had 11 also, so it increases very fast. And even for edema and chances of getting after 6th and 7th month, this pedal edema and hyper chances of getting PIH is also can be controlled, because Punarnava is also Mandura, it also Shotahara, and Pravala Pisti and Kamaduga, Mukta Pisti, all these are very commonly I use for chardi, as well as it acts as because men, some of them have this tendency, they want some iron calcium. Instead of allopathy, they want to take come to me. So I tell them it is not needed, but still to keep them happy, and also it is not bad to give these things. So Pravala Pisti, or according to their condition, or this Mukta Pisti I give. And we have a folklore system in my place in Karnataka. We give this coconut flour 3rd, 5th, 7th month of pregnancy. This is a folklore system. What I do, I add some of the Ayurvedic herbs, Pravala Pisti and Mukta Pisti I add according to their this thing. 3rd month I add Arjuna for that, as the Hridaya development takes place. 5th month Panchame, this Chetana, so I add some Brahmi. And 7th month overall development, so Shatavari, and like just I add along with the whatever that coconut flour and this kesari, so I add this. So this is the folklore system, and with the Ayurveda I have added. And Garbhapala Rasa for only if they have any spotting or anything, I suggest Garbhapala Rasa. And also even previous history of abortion, Phalasarpi or Garbhapala Rasa, I want them to continue for at least 3 months. And one lady, she came to me and at her 37, so she had 3 abortions before that. So for her, after Shodhana, 1 month of Hemagarbha Puttali, and during pregnancy, first 2 months Phalasarpi, and 1 day Phalasarpi, because she didn't want to take Sarfi, so 1 day this Garbhapala Rasa, and now she has a second child, is 8 months old now. And Manasamitra, in case of sleeplessness and stress, because they'll be working along with when they're pregnant, they won't take leave, and they have to manage at home. Because of their sensitivity during the pregnancy, they get irritated, they'll be fighting and shouting. So Manasamitra, some cases I add Manasamitra Vatakam. And Swarnavasanta Malati, I can show an example of Swarnavasanta Malati in one of the case. So any Shotha and Chandra Prabhavati, most of the time people, women are getting UTI during pregnancy. So in the milder cases, I go with Chandra Prabhavati. Even also it is in PIH, so pregnancy induced hypertension, and some people just they have hot flushes. Pitta Vriddhi Lakshana in pregnancy, Chandra Prabhavati helps a lot. And also it is like Shotha, any like pedal edema and conditions. Even Punarnavadi Kashaya helps a lot for them. And that's what Rasatantra Sara and this Siddha Prayoga Sangraha is the book which very like they have given all the most of the Rasaushadis during pregnancy. So that book is a very good one to refer for this type of situations. But still I tell not to give just without any reason. I would not suggest. Only they have any problem or history, anything, let's go for Rasaushadi. Otherwise we have good caste Aushadhi. Gruta is one of the best thing we can give during the pregnancy. Different Grutas at different months also we can go for it. And this is the case study I wanted to share. She is the 42-year married for 2 years. I had a session last June. I had a session from Sitaram Ayurveda. It's like international thing. Many came from outside. She listened to me. She's a MD Ayurveda doctor. She wanted me to mention about this. And so that's what I'm telling. So she was married 39 or something, and after 1 year she didn't conceive, so she went to a gynecologist, and she is a Kapha Prakriti person. Naturally she is at the heavier side. So when she went to the doctor, as usual, it's a common protocol, so weight loss. She had to undergo weight loss. So before that, she herself took one Virechana for herself. After that, she went to gynecologist and started with the raw vegetable diet and intermittent fasting and this millets. So all Vata Vardhaka, Vata Pitta Vriddhi, Ahara Vihara, and vigorous exercise, everything she started. And within 3-4 months of treatment, she didn't get her this periods, and she went for the checkup. So then she came to know all her values that I am going to show were high. And along with that, she had hirsutism, she had dysmenorrhea, whatever the symptoms. Vardhakya, she was I told her, it was her Vardhakya. When she came to me, she was at that stage. So this was the treatment I decided. Initially, I had to explain to her to follow Vagbhata, Ashtanga Hridaya, first 4 chapter. This is like, we have to make sure before advising anyone, we should follow at least some part of our Samhitas. Ashtanga Hridaya, beautifully he mentions. We ourselves tell our patients not to give, not to take rice, and this is like, it is not our science. The procedure of preparation of rice is different, not rice is not bad. So we have to study these texts first and follow, then we can advise to the patients. So this is the plan. I started because of the Rukshata, whole system got Rukshata, and Vata Pitta Vriddhi, she attained her menopause. So start with the change of plan. Diet is rice she has to have. She is from Andhra Pradesh, where that's the highest they grow rice, and that is their diet. And preparation is, they have to remove the starch from the rice when she eats, and ghee in the rice, and exercise is must, abhyanga is must, and matra bhasdi, because the rukshata of the body. First I started with Sudshekha Rasa as Ampachana, because definitely she needs some Ampachana. Then matra bhasti and Phalasarpi matra bhasti. After a week, Hemagarbha Potali I started, and Palasarpi every day, along with Sudshekara, because we should not get Ama, first of all, Kapha Prakriti person. So then she continued to it 2 months. This was her value of AMH was like 0.01, and her FSH is 30 something, 33. So it was in June when she came to me. So this is August. So because when they called me, I had cases ready. So she had small follicles. She got her period. She called, before that she called me saying that she's feeling light. She has put on some 2-3 kgs. I told her it is her normal weight, no, not to worry. And she got her periods. Dyspareunia was lost. She was enjoying her sexual life. Then she got her small multiple, this follicles could, this just before last week only, I went for this her test, and this is her latest report. I know this month she will not have good follicles, so next cycle definitely she will improve. So this is and she told me to mention about her profession also, because Ayurveda, being Ayurveda Vaidyas, it's our duty to follow at least 50% of trust our textbook, then definitely we can succeed. And this is the Rasashastra during pregnancy. This is also last month only I got it. So she came, it was like an emergency condition. Her husband was literally carrying her. She had all the symptoms of dengue. She couldn't walk at all. All her limbs were swollen, and she was just came to know she was pregnant, and the doctor told her, and her in the lab report typhoid was positive, but she had symptoms of all her dengue symptoms were there. And she was literally crying, and she has a baby of 1.5-year-old child, and she is already 6 weeks pregnant. So we started with Shadanga Paniya Muhur dose. Usually with this type of emergency condition, I tell them to have Shadanga Paniya Muhur dose, and then with that I started with the Suvarna Vasanta Malati for 1 week. So this is the pregnancy test report. So this is after the 1 week of test, the Kashaya, they went for pregnancy, again reconfirmed, because they got scared, something after a socially something bad would have happened. So this is her test positive. This C-reactive is 18.5, both the typhoid tests are positive in this. So after, in August, you can see this. So just both are negative. So that too in 9th of August, on 9th of August this last month. So within this time period, all the values, before the values, all her symptoms were, she was symptom free, and she was very happy because she had to take care of the first child and she has to take care of herself. So even last 2-3 days ago she went for anomaly scan, so all her these things are fine. So this is the third case. So last year, I even now I haven't seen this lady. I got a call from a person. He's working in a DRDO scientist, and he's from Bihar. Bihar is very far from my Bangalore. So they called because when her 11 weeks anomaly scan showed no nasal bone. So they told them to abort the baby, this fetus. So he was searching and he could see Garbhopanishad Foundation, Jamnagar. He called them. They said, as you are in Bangalore, contact. So they gave my contact number. So he was in tension. I told them, wait for 4 to 5 weeks, then go for the abortion. He said, my wife is so, then she'll get attachment with the child and it is very difficult to. I said, give me 4 to 5 weeks, at least I can help you. So I didn't see her, I sent the medicine with her husband. So this was the, so we can see no nasal bone and the marker, so 2.18. So that was the lab report, I got it. Then after 8 weeks, they had a scan. We can see no structural congenital malformation detected. So now it's a baby, 1.5-year-old baby is there. So just this Balamula Kashaya, and that she was not taking it because she was feeling nauseating, because Kashaya during pregnancy is difficult. Only with Hemagarbha Pottali, for one whole Pottali she consumed for 6 to 7 weeks, and then they went for the scan. These are the 3 main cases, because recent cases I could see. And also I have forgot to mention this fetal arrhythmiasis also, we can, with the Kshirapaka also, Yashtik Kshirapaka, it will help. Also Hemagarbha Pottali helps because I have treated many of these cases. Some people don't turn up. Once they are fine, they just call me. I tell them to send the report. They don't bother. So I don't have many these things before and after. So, but we can treat many such conditions, as it is fast acting during pregnancy. It acts fast, and even for these fetal anomalies, Rasashastra can help us. And I have many other examples also in pediatric cases and other things. But this is the main part where we can give very healthy mind and body, very healthy children to the society from our Ayurvedic side. So thank you, Dhootapapeshwar, for calling me, and thank you, Sri Lanka.
Thank you very much, Madam. Dr. Shubhamangala Acharya, who is an alumnus of SDM College of Ayurveda, Hassan, India. And Madam, as a tribute, we have a token of appreciation from Sri Dhootapapeshwar Limited. So I would like to respectfully invite co-chair of today's event, Dr. K.P.K.R. Karunakoda, Senior Lecturer and Head of Department of Shalya Shalakya Prasuti Tantra Kaumara Prutya, Faculty of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo. It was an insightful presentation, which we went through the significant experience on integration of Rasashastra with pregnancy, as we all are afraid to treat Rasashastra with such conditions. So thank you very much, Madam, once again. She deserves a big round of applause from the audience. So we learned more practical insights from you, Madam.